little more polished, a little more consistency, maybe a touch better safety game, but that's who knows.
Well, I'm not going to go with anybody. I agree with everything you said, but I think Stubb runs out better. So,
Yeah.
we're going to see. If I was, I don't, I'm just going to call him Vinces. I can't even say that name. But if I was him, I would try to get Stubb into as much safety battles as I could.
Throw him
Try to
off.
make, try to make him play that game, and because I think he has the big advantage there. But run out wise, I think Stubb runs out better than him. I'm not taking anything away from him. I mean, he
Sure.
runs out really good, but I think Stubb is a little bit above him in that.
Yeah, and any edge you can get, I mean, that's a big deal. I'm just gonna crank up the sound
Well,
here.
he's got another bank here, and he's probably going to run into the three. He could go around and miss it. It's kind of his choice. He can scoot around this and get around everything if he wants. So it's a pretty natural path to bank this and go between the 3 and 9 and around.
Mm.
Uh, he may choose to run into it. We'll see. But this is not really that difficult to go between them. Now, obviously, if you hit something, that could be not so good, because anything could happen at that point. This is not a hard bank. If you, this really is not a hard bank. I mean, some people may think it is, but it really isn't.
Not if you play, what game is that where you bank a lot? And he made it.
Yeah. Well, so he hit it really hard, which made him run into the three ball,
And he,
which is that's kind of the stubby shot, isn't it?
yeah, and he came out pretty well, really hitting it that hard. Yeah,
Well, I don't think he's going to change his spots.
we're probably broadcasting to a smaller audience because a lot of the people in Europe are asleep already.
Pimpy, who you picking for this match? Dwight, what do you guys think?
Yeah, good question. Steve is engaging chat.
I want to hear some predictions.
We have
We
another
have another
quitter.
quitter.
I just hope we don't have connection problems in a circus or a fiasco.
Well, very well played shot there. That was beautiful. And Stubb has the capability of doing that.
Yeah, he will. I mean, he can do that. Yeah, it just sometimes it's blastola.
That was a beautiful shot. Really well played.
Oh, he's no pushover, and he's a competitor. I mean, Stubb has a big will, and I think that also counts for something. He'll never go away.
Oh, he's got zero give up. He doesn't really dog it much, so
Yeah.
you're gonna have to beat him. So
Drive.
this is kind of a touchy shot here. It's not what I would call anything super difficult, but you got to be a little bit careful on speed here.
Do you draw with a little, like a little low right to maybe check it up if you
Well,
miss the side pocket?
I might try to come above the side pocket
Mm,
here,
yeah,
just safety wise, because you get the speed wrong going below it, and you could hook yourself. Being above it isn't that bad.
yeah, that's what he's
That's what
doing.
that's what he decides to do.
And you're right. That's still, yeah, it's still good. He'll miss the 10.
Yeah, well, you miss a 10 and come back up. He may come way back up the table just to make sure he gets a shot on the 7.
Yeah, it's all about getting out of there for the 8. How is he going to get out?
Well, I think it's really all about getting on the 7 because
Hmm.
unless you get dead straight, you can do an awful lot. And that's perfect. He's got angle. He'll stun this across.
Chimpy
There's no
says
reason to try to go forward here.
17-12, Kylan. That's pretty good gap.
Um, yeah, that's I'll be surprised if it's that much difference. I mean, I think this can be a pretty close match. I mean, both these guys are good players. Um, they, a little different strengths, but this is a very good out Stubb is making here.
Yeah, you think he'll just draw to the long rail and out for the 9, the same
Yes,
pocket?
for sure.
That's the way I would play it, I guess. No.
Yeah. Well, there's no reason to do anything but that.
But
That's
what
a simple
but
shot.
what
You
the hell
just
do I
spin
know?
it.
I'm not in the tournament anymore, Steve. So
Well, you're playing better. You just didn't get there.
well, there's I'll debrief that match quickly. I mean, there's a couple errors I'd like to clean up, but I'll tell you this about the breaks. You can break as poorly as you want as long as the table's a mess and your opponent's got to push out. There's a reason why Albie got 7 runouts. I mean, I broke dry and them tables were wide open. I'm surprised that match was even that close.
Yeah. Well, if you do the sellout break, that's what I call the sellout
Mm,
break, where you break and just leave a beautiful table. Yeah, that's
that's
a
brutal.
formula for losing.
It was a beautiful out. I mean, and he had some touch shots in there. I mean, Stubb is very capable.
Yeah. No, I mean he runs out. I think he runs out better than Vincenz. I don't think he moves anywhere near as well as Vincenz.
I like your
But
idea of, if Stubb gets another rack, get him in a moving game and see how he deals with it.
yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, if you watch good players, I was watching a gambling match, race to 12, no, race to 11. Jeffrey Ignacio against the Wok Hong, who's a Vietnamese guy.
Hmm.
Both good players. Ignacio is probably one of the most talented players I've ever seen. It's a phenomenal talent. And they're playing 9 ball, and I'm watching Ignacio play a lot of safety. Anytime he had a shot where it was really hard, or he didn't think he could get on the next ball, or it was going to be a big chance, he just played safe. And I mean, I watched this whole match. He probably missed 1 ball in the match, and he probably played safe 30 times.
Jeez, the
And
safes must have been
uh,
good.
well, yeah, he plays safe well. I mean, but it's just the mentality of I'm not going to give you any chances, and if I don't have something I'm really sure about, I'm going to play safe. And if you play safe well, I mean, it can be devastating. And he won the match pretty easily. I think it was like 12-7 maybe, or 11-7 or 11-6.
Oh, it can be. I mean, more experience in VP4 than real life now. But yeah, when you can't even see a ball every time you come to the table, it kind of wear on you.
But that's why I could play.
Look at that Vince.
And he's
And he's back. Apparition out of the
and he's
mist.
lost a shot. Now he'll complain about losing a shot too,
Yep.
even though it's his own damn fault.
I made this already, he says. Kylan being a good sport. Kylan's pretty strong mentally, I think, or Vince says. I mean, he's not going to let any of this bother him, I don't think. He knows what to expect. And the referee stepping in. I mean, I think that's probably good to let him know if he's walking on thin ice.
I told you he complain about it. He
Yeah.
complains about I already made this when his connection's the whole problem with this thing.
I always tell him he's got to divert some of that Warbird military budget to an internet connection budget. Like North.
So I've come ready for this. I've already had a half a bottle of wine.
Oh, you don't sound like it. Wow.
So you're getting a special night.
You can handle your booze. See, I can't. I had to stop. I can't do it. I'm on my first cup of coffee.
And that was a pretty good shot there. You really don't have to want to shoot those kind of shots. I mean, that's of his own making.
Got a great angle just to bounce out for the eight. Eight's
It's
fine.
one it's one thing when your opponent leaves you that. It's another thing when you have to shoot that because of your crappy position play.
Wonder if I can have time just to put this link in the lobby here. I mean, the people are going to be
Yeah.
missing the people are going to be missing the
You
shot
want me to
here.
put one in?
If you want, yeah. Sorry about
Can
that,
do
guys. You probably just nope. He's still on the 8. He's taking his time. Stubb is being very deliberate,
it. Yeah, he can get actually slow.
which is yeah. I guess that's how he usually plays in a really super serious match when really knows he's up against somebody that can play. He wants to really dial it in. He'll take liberties with some people, but I mean he's played well. He's ran out well, so I mean he's
Well, that's what he does well. He runs out well.
hope,
Very good shot maker.
hopefully his internet connection holds up. I'll just advertise a little bit.
Yeah, I'm putting it in right now.
Then I think if you don't mind holding down the fort just for a minute, I'm just going to go grab another cup of coffee.
Yep, no problem. So let's see what's going on here. So I don't know how we got to this, but it looks like it was off the break and Stubb's going to push. Let's see what kind of push Stubb comes up with. That's not a bad push. That's not where I would have pushed to, but it's not bad. I probably would have pushed all the way over and left a kick behind for the one, but that's not bad. I think Vincez will shoot this, and it looks like it's running pretty good if it holds up, and he's got him. So he hit that one a little thick, but he came out okay. Oh yeah, definitely. Nice playing today, Chimpy. Been like that every week. So this is a tough kick. I mean, Stubb kicks decently, but this is a tough kick.
What did I miss?
I think you almost have to kick this. You have to kick this 3 rails. I think.
Did Kylan lock him up?
Yeah, you have to kick
Nice.
three. Stubb
That's
push, and it wasn't the best push in the sense that oh, that was terrible.
he tried to
The shot he left was too good.
he tried to jump that off the rail, I think. I've been trying to do that
Yeah,
shot too.
I think he should have gone 3 rails, end rail, long rail, end rail, and into the one.
I like what Kylan's doing. If he can do more of that and kind of slow him down and then start to get into his own game.
So if you want to play safe here, one thing
Tried,
was terrible.
he
It wasn't the best push
tried,
into the one.
I like what Kylan's doing. If he can do more of that and kind of slow him down and then start to get into his own game.
So if you want to play safe here, one thing you could do is play the one off the two and roll the cue ball into that pocket on the 4 or 5. So
Mm,
to get the speed off of the one, you have to run it into the 2 or the 7, but you
mm,
can play a shot where you run the one into another ball and then run the cue ball into that pocket.
yeah,
Um, Most players probably aren't going to think that way. And I'm not saying that that's the best thing to do. I mean, obviously he wants to run out, but I don't like where that 4 is.
that's terrible.
So the thing about shooting a shot like I'm talking about is when you run into that, you bump the 5. And he did shoot a shot like I'm talking about.
He
He
did.
decided to use the 3 ball.
He got the hook.
Uh, well, more importantly, he opened up the 5.
Yeah, that was a
So
smart shot.
that's what I've talked about over and over and over again about if you're going to play a safety, make it productive. And that's what he did there because he opened up the 4 ball. So now he can run out.
He can kick.
It would have been nice to get a better safety than he got, but it's good enough. It's going to work, and I think
Ball in hand now, pretty much. Yeah.
this should be a win for him. I mean,
Well,
he just
it's
has to finish the deal here and run out. I mean, the table's sitting really nice.
yeah. I think you will. Chimpy thinks you're celebrating your league victory. Your team is doing well, huh?
Oh well, I didn't think you're talking about the wine drinking. Well, I just felt like having some wine, but yeah, I guess I could be celebrating the victory. So yeah, I mean, Vince has he's a savvy player, and that was a savvy move. And not a lot of guys are going to see that move. He he played the exact move I was talking about, not off the ball I was talking about, but he ran a one ball into another ball and bumped the five out, and
Mhm.
that's
Fantastic cue ball movement there, by the way, from the 3 to the 4.
yeah, it was a nice stun over. I thought he'd go behind it and shoot up table. He decided to go on the top side. Um, Needs to get good on this, and that's fine. He can just draw back. This kind of thing, you just don't want to leave yourself short. Long's okay, short's no good.
Yeah, and he's got it. Even if he's a
He's
little straight, that's fine.
he's barely got it. I mean, I would rather see him roll a little further.
I mean, where is he here? He's
He's
fine.
just gonna come off the. Well, he didn't even bother going forward to that. So he'll probably come straight down to the middle of the table here. Nope, he's gonna pull it back,
You just
and that's
don't want
fine
to.
too. You just gotta watch out for the side pocket.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous for him, but he has, I think, maybe a little tighter cue ball movement. I mean, it's really good. It reminds me of Albie a little bit, the way Kylan plays.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's a lot more precise than Stubb,
Hmm.
but he doesn't move the cue ball big distances as well as Stubb.
But he doesn't have to because he's so good, right?
Well, I mean, sometimes you have to, but he's playing. You know, the runouts he's making that looked a lot simpler than Stubbs, and that's one of Stubbs' weaknesses. He makes everything really difficult
Yeah,
sometimes. Well, not always, but sometimes, and that eventually that catches up with.
right. What you're saying is Kylan he makes maybe a few better choices in the way he
Well,
plays it.
yeah, you want to see simple. So this situation, he's going to play off the two into the five with right English and come around. So he's going to get over where he can shoot the two, and then he's going to come off the five ball with right English and go two rails back out for the three.
Mm.
And I'm sure he already knows all this, and he's just kind of planning where he wants to land. You just got to make sure you get over enough to have a shot on the two.
Yeah, I mean, I like one on the side, and then you can even, I don't know if you were talking about this, bumping the cue ball off the 5 and back towards the
Yeah.
long rail.
Well, you're going to hit it with right English, so it
Yeah,
goes two rails and comes out. You know, you're going to let it run off the five.
I kind of spaced out there for a second. Like,
Well, see, now that's a bad shot. See there goes, that's where this guy is not invincibly smart because he's thinking that five's in the way I can't get up table, but the shot is to hit it with right English, so it comes off the five and goes two rails around the corner and comes out.
well,
And
it,
I mean that's just I see that and I just go, well, that's completely the wrong play he just made.
yeah,
He got lucky to have a shot.
yeah, he was trying to use his forces there, which is another way of, he was just trying to get lucky. Like kind of hit and hope
Well,
almost is what he plays
but
sometimes.
but that's why Stubbs going to end up losing because you know that's just not a good play.
Mm. Well, I mean, he had a shot and he did the right thing now. I mean, he's got him hooked, and it's actually a pretty good one because,
Yeah, but that's just he got lucky to even have a shot. I mean,
right,
he had a situation he should have run out. So soon as you let a guy to the
oh,
table, as soon as you get a lot got let a guy to the table where you
unlucky.
should have run out, you've given him a chance.
Yep,
So like if I'm playing and my opponent does that to me and comes out good where he can do a safety, am I going to complain about him getting lucky? No. Now this is a typical reaction among maybe lesser players, is they'll complain because the guy got lucky, got a roll. The way I look at it is I got to the table and I don't care how shitty my situation is, I'm not sitting in my seat anymore.
right,
Because if you would have done the right thing, you would have run out and I never even got a chance to come up and kick at the ball. So, you got to have some perspective on that. I mean, he gave a chance up. He may still win the game, but he gave a chance up and he could have lost.
right. I always look at, what can I do better or what can I control, a recipe for life, I guess.
Well, in pool, it's all about getting chances. And if you get a chance, great. I mean, you're
Opportunity.
just happy to get it. And it's amazing how many people complain about bad rolls where I'm looking at like, yay, I got to the table.
It's a
I
great
don't care
shot
if I'm
there.
hooked.
He had to get pretty precise position, not too far, and he got by the 7. I mean,
That was very good speed.
yes, great
And
moments.
that's what I think is hard MVP, hitting those kind of shots.
Yeah, born from great opportunity.
So I think he should play this in the corner where the eight's going to go, and I think he does too. He's going to stun this over.
Yeah,
He's got enough room. He shouldn't hit the 10. You just got to control this. This shot's a little touchy with the angle,
yeah.
kind of a little soft draw shot,
I
and
tell
that's pretty
people
well done.
that aren't familiar with VP4 that play real pool. Obviously, in real pool, you need a stroke, especially if you want to be any good. I think you need a mouse stroke in VP4. I think you have to kind of develop it. It's different, but I mean, you can't just take your mouse or whatever you're using a wheel. You can't just poke at it. I think you
No,
need
you've got to be able to control the speed.
yeah. I mean, you got to have a feel, some setup where you develop a feel, maybe a bigger area, a bigger mouse pad. I don't know what he's just taking his time. He'll go around the 10. Yep. Oh, he missed it.
Oh, he dogged it.
I mean, he had some spin on it, which ups the danger level
That
a
was
little bit.
terrible. Vincez is going to make this. Now, what you have to decide here
I just stun
is
over,
how
right?
you want to shoot it. He's going to stun this and hold it.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Going
Well,
forward.
I'm not sure what he's doing.
Aiming's different in this game. He might
You got to watch out because you can scratch doing what he's doing.
he might pull it back at the last second.
He's got to be careful here with the speed he hits it, or he could scratch. I think he's going to try to run into the eight.
I like trying to stun over, but oh boy.
That's what I was talking about.
Yep.
I mean, I could see it there. If he hits this firm, it's going to loop around the eight and scratch.
I was thinking line it up, with top, which you have to aim that way sometimes in VP4, and then get into it and stun off the long rail. But
Well,
it
he
was a
would have
tough
been
shot.
okay with that tip position. If he rolled it, it would
Mm,
have bumped the eight and maybe comes up with a shot, but
yeah, speed when it
there was no way he could hit that with speed.
that's unfortunate. That's a pretty big swing. We went from what
Now,
2-2 to 3-1.
what does that tell you when I'm sitting here watching this and I can see about what's going to happen if he hits it hard and he doesn't realize that.
It's
You know,
experience.
it's a knowledge thing. That's why, I think Vince is a good player, but I don't think he's like a top level player. I don't think like Albin would have shot that shot. Maybe I'm
Mm,
wrong, but I don't think Albin would have fallen in that trap. I think he's got a better feel for where the cue ball's going.
It's hard to say. I haven't really watched a. I'm not as familiar with Kylan's game, I guess.
I'm not
It's
either, but
it's
I
it's
if I
tough
can
out there.
if I can sit here and look at that shot and
Yeah.
go, if he hits as hard, he's going to scratch.
I mean, I look at it
He needs to be able to see that too.
like if him and I are playing like just in a challenge 9 ball or 10 ball game, how's he going to hit that shot? I bet he probably stuns it. In this situation, who knows? Maybe it's just like I say, it's tough out there sometimes.
That's a nice safety
I
there.
like that. He had a lot of balls to hide
That's a
behind,
good choice.
a lot of
Well,
distance.
now this is actually a pretty easy shot to get safe on. It's two rails into the three, take the cue ball over to the 6-9, and the three's coming down. You got the 8-4. You just have to hit the three. Well, see, Stubb just blasts it.
Last hit trying to get lucky, and he's not going to. So here we
And
go.
and there is a classic example of the Stubb weakness.
You
Is
don't
he's
hit it
got to
hard. Yeah.
well, he's got a kick safety that's very doable. Run the three over to the long rail past the 8-7 and put the cue ball on the 9-6. Now, granted, you got to hit it right, but even if you don't hit it perfect, you still might get a snooker. You might leave it tough. I mean, blasting it, what good does that do?
Well, here's
I
my
mean,
well, even worse. I mean, if you're gonna hit it that hard, you might as well call a pocket somewhere, right? And he didn't even do that,
yeah, he's just trying to
right?
let it go around the table and get lucky and get a snooker. But the thing is, if the ball goes in the pocket, he could be getting back.
Well, right, I just don't get it. I mean, even if you're gonna blast it like that, well, call it in the side or the bottom corner by the where the 7 was,
Yeah.
call a pocket at least.
But you know, the problem I have with that is the lack of realization that the way that this game is played, and when I say this game, really all pool games,
Yeah. But
it's about opportunities and not making mistakes. And when you just like take a slammer at it, I mean, you're going to give up a lot of opportunities. You
it's
just can't
base
do that.
well, it's basically, here's a handicap. Here you just gave Vince a game here. Or
And if you're Vince, you're going, wow, all I got to do is play safe, and he's going to do that.
and maybe this
I
swing's
mean,
even bigger now. Maybe
hey,
this
if I'm playing and my opponent's doing shit like that, I'm playing safe all the time
yeah.
because I know he's just going to screw up.
But you just don't know how something like that affects the rest of the game now, maybe stub breaks dry. I mean, it's who knows. Well, he didn't
Well,
break dry, but
the problem with playing like that is it puts tremendous pressure on Stubb to just run out every time he gets to the table. So this is a pretty easy safety. One straight down the table, cue ball off the long rail and behind the 5. You run into one right back to where the 4-9 is, maybe bump the 4 and make it better.
mhm.
Uh, but it's very natural for the cue ball to slide to the long rail on the one straight back and then come right behind the 5.
I'd like a little left English on the cue ball if I'm going to try that shot. It's hard to hold it.
You don't need any left English on this shot. Just roll it. And
Gotta,
you're trying, see, he's going to shoot this. And this is an unwise shot. And I'll tell you why. Because even if he makes it, look where the 4 ball is. I mean, why shoot at this? Play safe, bump the 4 ball, make that better, and hook the guy.
and
So he
now,
takes a whack at it, and
oh
now
dear,
Vince has the same 4 ball to deal with, but at this point he could just
let's play safe on it.
play safe someplace. He could
He's
play
gonna,
safe on the 4, but he could play safe before it too.
he'll do the carom, obviously. It's where is he going to come out for the 1? I would put a different, well, he came out okay. I was going to say maybe right English.
So if I'm him, what I'm trying to do is break out that 4, and if I can't break it out, I'm going to play safe. So the only thing you got to watch out for is snooking yourself on the 9. He's going to go long rail, end rail, and into the 4. And he decides not even do that. He's going to
Oh
bank this, I
boy.
think. Watch
Well,
out. Well, he just made the bank really tough. He went too far.
yeah, I'd hate to be on this side of the 4 where he is.
Well,
It's
this is tough because the safety of bringing a 4 straight down the table is a scratch. So what I might kick behind it. This is tough.
yeah, behind it's an option.
Well, I mean, the other thing you could do is thin on the right side. Is thin it. You're probably not going to get a snooker, but you can leave it tough, thin the right side of it.
Put the cue ball down by the 10 or the 7.
Yeah, I mean, going behind it's tough here. See, that's the shot that I was saying is a scratch. And the
Yeah.
reason why he didn't scratch is because he hit it real easy, so he wouldn't scratch, but then he didn't get the 4 ball down to the end rail.
I mean, he didn't leave him a gimme, and even if he makes it, he's got some
Well,
work to do to get on the 5.
Stubbs shooting at it. I mean,
He's going to heavy draw this, and it might go back and forth. I mean,
this is a tough shot.
yeah, sure is.
Well, he hit it pretty good, but not good enough.
Blastola, how's his luck? Not very good.
Yeah, so he's going to give up another game.
It is a
And
great pick, Chimpy.
like to him, he's going to say bullshit. But the bottom line is that, you know, he thinks that if it doesn't roll up good for him, it's bullshit. I mean, and it was just, you know,
Bad
that's a
code.
silly way to look at it. Bad code? Is that what you said? Bad
Yeah.
code?
Well, yeah. Don't you get blamed for that? I mean,
Well, he thinks he's the only one that should ever get rolls.
right.
And the thing is when you play like Stubb does, you're going to get a lot of rolls because when you're blasting balls, you're going to get rolls. But you're also going to get a lot of bad rolls. And in 9 ball, blasting it, you can get a lot luckier, which is why his 9 ball game is way better. In
Yeah.
10 ball, you can't get so lucky
Different
because
game.
you make balls and they don't count.
Well, we got a long ways to go. We're only in like 7 of this thing, and we got a tie ball
Yeah.
game.
I'll just be amazed if Stubb wins this playing the way he's playing. I mean, Vince has made some mistakes, but
Just steadier and all around more polished game.
he gets on this two ball, he's going to win this game. See how he decides to go. This is a little tricky getting on it.
Does he go
I
all
would
the way
go.
around for the 2 in the same pocket?
That's
One,
what I would do.
yeah, 1, 2, because he's got a pretty open table on that side. That's what he's decided to do. I like that shot. He's probably a little hard here, but he'll be okay. In
Oh
fact, he's
no,
probably
this is
perfect.
fine. Yeah, this is fine.
He'll just stun slide over the electric stun slide. That's funny how all three of us, I guess we saw that same shot. That's the way I would play it, but in the heat of the moment, maybe I try something weird. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the reason why that's a good shot is because it's natural.
Yeah,
That's where the cue ball wants to go, so you don't have to do a lot, and that's always the best way to play pool is let the cue ball go where it wants. Now, obviously, you can't do that all the time, but
yeah. But and
in a situations you can.
you also can't you see maybe lower level players. They're kind of trying to fight the physics of that. They're trying to do some gymnastics that just aren't. Not only are they not natural, but they're not possible.
Well, the problem with the lower level players is they're not sure where the cue ball is
Mm.
going. They don't see the path there just being all I have to do is hit this and it's gonna come around these rails and go right there. They don't see that. So
And it's a little
it's
daunting for like maybe a mid-level player they may see that shot and go, "Gee, I got to move the cue ball, 3 rails. What about, and it looks maybe tougher than it is."
but that's one of the most important things there is in pool. And you don't really see that quite as much in VP. But if you play pool in real life and like you get on a really fast table, fast rails,
Ooh,
fast bed, and the
yeah.
ball just wants to go, you have to let the cue ball run because you can't control the speed. So,
Hmm.
places where you normally go one rail or maybe two rails, you might be going three or four rails on a fast table because of the speed of it.
Sure.
And so if you can't figure the path it's going on, you're in a big disadvantage.
Well, I think the more you can let the cue ball run in that situation, the shorter the time it takes you to get a handle on that speed. And you want to let it run, like you say.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing to do because trying to control the speed by hitting it really soft is difficult to do. Easier in VP than it is in real life, but even in VP, you get shots where like that one where it's just so much simpler to let it run. So we got a bunch of people in this room. Travis on Matador, maybe they don't realize it's on the stream. I'll post another comment in the lobby. I'll do this as an announcement so it goes everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks. I'm not monetized yet, but more the merrier. This is a nice. I was kind of looking forward to the stream, and I'm glad it got working and up and running because it's been a long week at the old office. Let me tell you that.
Well, I think a lot of people are interested in seeing Stubb play. They want to see him lose, but
Oh yeah, he's got his fans, his
yeah,
fan base.
his fan base is all rooting against him. But um, you know, he plays good enough to win against Vinces. I mean, this is not a done deal by any means.
Well, he's got a foul here. I mean, and this is real Poland's odds-on favorite to get out.
Oh yeah, he'll run out here. I mean, the thing is that he runs out so good, pockets balls so well that if he just learned these other parts of the game better,
Be a monster.
he would be winning a ton. He'd be winning tons of these world
Yeah.
championships.
Well, I say that
Which,
about Spectre Dawn too. Like he keeps getting better at the moving game. He'll be a monster, more than he already is.
yeah, well, he's trying to get better at it. I don't see that with Stubb.
Oh, I think Spectre's made a lot of improvements from what I've seen playing him.
Yeah, he has. He's definitely gotten better. He's still got a ways to go, but he's getting better. I don't know how many guys watch real player life pros, but like if you watched Jeff Ignacio play this match last night, you would have
Yeah.
been like,
Oh,
wow,
great safety play. It's devastating. I think you used that word. It can be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it all comes down to which shot gives me the best chance of winning this match. And when you're shooting at very difficult shots, and when I say very difficult, I don't mean just pocketing the ball difficult, but it could be just
Position or
easy to
whatever.
pocket the ball,
Yep.
difficult to get position. You watch these guys that are pros and they play safe in those situations.
And they play a safe that's as great or even prettier than the shot would be.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of skill to play good safeties because in most of them, you're trying to control the speed of two
Even better.
balls.
Yes. Yeah.
So Stubbs going to shoot at this, and I'm not saying this is a bad shot to shoot at. I mean, I probably would here because
So gonna try.
there's no good safety play.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was hard to hold it for the corner. He just went right. That's probably the way to play it.
Yeah, so he should run out here. I mean, everything's pretty much in the
Open.
open, and this is a strength of Stubbs'
Ooh,
game.
he
I mean,
went
he runs out
backwards. I
well.
thought he would have went forward and around and the three in the other corner, but
Well, the biggest problem is he got straight in. It'd be better if he was a little back cut so he could slide over.
see, so now
But
it's not so natural. He's got to draw it now. Oh, he went
no, he's
forward.
going forward, and that's a better play. And he's rolling not so much across the line that way.
Uh,
So this is this little stun draw come off the long rail. You could just touch this too and not go to the long rail. You could just hit this real.
I'm mixed up because he played the three there. Oh my, he checked that up big time.
Yeah, that's the way I would have played it just because it wasn't so touchy.
Made sure he avoided the 10. Good players make sure they don't get hooked.
Yeah, I mean he's out here. I mean the eight, the seven to the eight is really not a hard shot. You want to leave a lot of angle on the seven. You don't
Yeah,
want
pretty good window there. Just get out in the open.
so this is just right English and run this down in between the 10 and the 9. If you're going to make a mistake here, it's usually an overcook and hook yourself with a 9.
Yeah, I mean, he could do
Um,
two rails if he wanted to,
no,
or out
no,
of the corner.
there's no reason to do that.
Oh
And that's
my,
perfect.
he's not gonna catch the 10, but
Well, even if you catch a little piece of it, it wouldn't have mattered. That's the thing. You'd have to hit it pretty full or on the right side to screw yourself.
yeah.
So, Stubbs doing what Stubb does is he runs out a lot. And that's his advantage. He runs out probably as good as anybody in VP.
So if the table's a mess most of the time, that's gonna be advantage Vin says.
Yeah, I mean, if they get in a moving game, it's definitely advantage Vince's. But what Vince's has to do is limit Stubbs' opportunities for runouts, and that's easier said than done sometimes.
Well, Vin says did have a lead a little while ago, but now he's lost it. Like this could be another one of those matches that we've had some real tight ones going all the way.
Oh, I think it is going to be. Vince's is not like a Cerro. A Cerro really doesn't play that good a 10 ball. I mean, Vince's plays pretty good 10 ball.
Yeah.
So now this is where you either got to push or play safe off this. This is a little tricky here.
I like push or banking the one over by the three, maybe even behind it if you get a little lucky.
This is tough. He's gonna try to jump this or shoot a masse,
Oh
which
boy.
I'm not that excited about.
This is crazy because I mean you don't really have if you had an open shot on the three maybe, but
I would probably push out here.
he's got
Um,
the 3-6. But welcome to Spud Boy.
and this is a difficult shot to push out on but I would push out to something I felt was a better chance to play safe. I certainly wouldn't shoot.
We've got we're a holding pattern here. I see no
having
cue.
problems.
Yeah, I think I see a wiggle in the queue.
So, you know, you can push to something like this and see if your opponent will shoot it because you don't want to. I wouldn't want to shoot it.
Well, he's overcut it, and
So the best thing he's got going for him is the fact that the three ball's locked up.
yeah, I mean the 3-6 does go, but
Well, he's got a shot here.
not an easy starter. Just one in the corner and stun off by where the 4 is. I mean, you just got to make sure you make the one.
I'd probably shoot it in the other corner.
Oh, that one. He went for a
He's gonna play safe.
safety, and he
And he
got.
didn't get
No,
safe.
he did not. He made the 3-6 combo
Yeah,
not
not
very
so
good.
easy. Yeah.
But here, if
But the
as long
thing
as you
is,
get out to see the 3, it's an easy lockup, though, isn't it?
yeah, it's a pretty easy safety. He'll probably do something like try to run into it because that's stuff.
Yeah. Oh
Maybe
boy.
he'll hook himself, but he didn't.
Well, now he doesn't really have as good a safety opportunity. It's still doable, but I'd
Yeah,
like to be above it.
this is a lot trickier here.
Oh, oh boy. He was trying to get the cue ball, I think, behind the 4-8, and he just went right in the middle.
And that's a pretty big mistake. I mean,
He's
the
trying back and
scratch on that.
forth. Yeah, just didn't get enough draw or English on it.
So that's basically just giving up the game because you just got rid of all the problems on the table and gave your
Yeah.
opponent ball in hand.
I thought he might have even just dinked behind the 7, just sort of dinked the cue ball.
That shot was a little touchy. I'm not
Yeah,
saying it wouldn't have worked, but it was pretty tight to do that.
yeah.
Had to be a little spinner, and it was tough to miss the double kiss and get behind it.
I think this
So
8 is welded to the rail, almost, nearly,
yeah,
maybe a
but
touch
it's
off.
okay where the other balls are. He'll probably
Yeah,
play for the 7-9, and as long as he leaves.
perfect.
The biggest problem with shooting this is that you get rid of the 9 ball, so it makes going from the 8 to 10 a little tougher. But
The danger is maybe leaking the 7, so it's too tough an angle.
yeah, I don't think he'll do that.
He
No,
did the
he
right thing.
decided to move it,
Yep,
which is the right thing to do if you're not sure.
yep.
So that 8 ball is easier than most people think, um, and I'll tell you why. You can hit this with speed, um,
Long as he hit it good.
even even if you have some angle on this. The speed actually helps make that 8 ball.
Good draw speed there.
And we're looking like it's a high ball game again.
Yeah,
I heard Dink, I think of Spaceballs. Okay.
Spaceballs. John Candy no longer with us. He's
Oh
been
yeah,
gone
John
for a long
Candy made
time.
some great movies. Spaceballs, Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Yeah.
I like me.
Well, that's a dry break and a
Open
pretty good
table.
table. I think Stubbs running out here.
And that's bad luck. That's ooh, did he? Oh, he almost went too
So
far.
yeah, he's good though. He needs to get on this 3-8 good, and I think
Yeah.
he's out.
Yep.
But if you
Five,
notice,
five.
most of the mistakes Stubbs making, they're in kicking and playing safe, and that's been the downfall so far. His runouts have been very good.
And Kylan's runouts too, and no slouch. I mean, he's done very well. He just needs to keep playing his game, and maybe he'll get some separation.
Well, break and dry is not going to help him. He needs to
No.
make balls on the break.
And like I said, breaking dry and then leaving this kind of table.
Yeah. This wasn't a gimme table, but it certainly was uh, very doable as far as running out.
And it's hard to see that in the stats. Maybe you can see it with the runouts. I mean, you can break dry, but if your opponent's got to push out, then it's sort of advantage back to you.
Well, he got a little high here, and that makes this a little
Yeah.
touchier since the 5 ball only goes in one of the corner pockets. Now, you could shoot the 5 in the side, but the 9 ball is kind of funny there.
Do you try to come below this, cue ball back to kind of where the 10 is, that side of the 5?
I think he's going to try to come back straight down the table, whether or not he
He's
plays
got
in the
left
side or
on
the
this.
corner.
Looks
Yeah,
like he's going to the corner.
he's coming straight down the table.
The speed's sensitive though, and it's tough because he's in the
Yeah.
50-yard line now.
Well, I'm not sure whether he's playing the side or the corner, but he got right in between them, and this is about as 50-yard line as you can get.
Yeah, I think he was playing for that top left corner, but that's why I like coming below it. It gets you maybe a few more options, side or upper corner.
So the problem here is not hooking yourself. I think you can make the 5. He's going to try to draw this over, and
Yeah,
this
there's
is this is a little touchy getting by the side pocket.
no easy safety here, but is he going to try to lock the 5 up on maybe like the 10 and
Well, I would definitely no. He's trying to shoot this and go around the table.
in the
I would
corner?
definitely be playing safe here.
Oh boy, this is. I like just
Yeah.
pushing the 5 into the 10 and get the cue ball in the middle of the table down here somewhere, maybe.
No, he's shooting this, which is a mistake, I think. But
He's got it, and what do I know? Look at this. What a
yeah.
fantastic shot.
So I mean, the shot was doable. It was just hard, but
These
that's one of those
guys.
shots that you know that everybody says, "Oh, you can't make these because the balls are
He's a
close."
tremendous potter. That's the other thing Stubb has going for him.
Well,
Tremendous.
he's not only making that ball, he's shooting it with a ton of English to get it to open up
Right.
enough to get around the table.
It's a very difficult shot.
The the thing about Stubb is that he does things that nobody else does, uh, and he would be a great player if he learned how to play the other parts of the game.
It was a bit of a circus shot. I agree with Spud Boy, just to pot that ball.
Well, I mean that shot's actually a pretty common shot. The only thing that made that difficult was the angle was a little bit more extreme on that shot than you
Extreme
normally
English.
see.
Yeah.
But that's not an uncommon shot to go 3 rails around the table off of that. It's just where the cue ball was so close to the object ball and it was a big back cut that made it, you know, more tricky.
This
So,
table looks messy, but it's really not. If he can get the one, that's his problem.
well, like Stubb would probably shoot this combo, but I don't
One
think Ben
four.
says it. Yeah,
Oh boy.
this is a tough save.
Oh, he's going right. Nice speed. Very nice, and locked him
And
up.
he hit it very well. And I say it's tough just because it's really that's really the wrong word. It's not that tough, but it's touchy because you have to thin that one, and if you hit a little thick, you sell out.
Yeah, and the one's in the middle of the table, so you have to get the cue ball safe. He squared it up,
Yeah.
but where's the cue ball? Look
Performance?
at
No.
this.
Oh, and he titty hooks it. So there's a roll there. Wow, that's
BS.
brutal. So he'll try to kick this in, and the good thing about trying to kick this in is it brings the cue ball back down to the other end of the table, and the 1 ball could get the mix with the cluster. So there's a good chance either making this or getting safe.
Yes, plan, Spud Boy. Very good.
You got to hit this with some speed though. You can't just bunt this.
Yeah. Ooh.
And that's what he does, but he misses the whole ball. He was trying to cut it into the corner. So Stubb will probably run out here, but it's not a guarantee
It's
because
all about the 2-7 and 3-8
yeah,
combo.
there's a lot of balls sitting close together that could be messed up. But I would tend to think he'll run this out.
What's his line like? Really, really good.
He's fine. Yeah, he's fine. Just roll this and
Still okay.
yeah, it's a little funny. Now the question is, are you gonna go forward or back? I think he'll probably go back. You gotta be a little careful here. You gotta miss the 8. You'll leave yourself cut on the 3-8 combo.
Yeah, he'll be on the
The only
left
way to
side
get
of the
more
10.
straight is probably to hit it with left English and go around. You could go back and forth, but that's a little touchy.
Too bad it's
He's
not like 8
well,
ball where you could pot
he
safe. Oh
he
wow.
decides to run into the 8, which
I guess it
eh,
worked.
I don't think it was a terrible move, but the way he spun the cue ball up like it's still spinning was
Yeah.
not, not really maybe the best way to hit it, but
See, I don't know if
yeah.
that's planned or not because he hit it so hard and like you say, it was so
Oh
much
no,
spin.
he was trying to move the 8. He
But I
definitely
mean,
tried to bump the 8 out.
how do you know where you're coming out where you hit it that hard?
Well, I mean, it was pretty straight in. He had to hit it hard to get it to move.
Mm.
The amount of English you put on it was a little surprising. I mean, that was one of those shots where you're hitting the ball so full that you have to hit it hard to get it any speed on the cue ball.
Well, his only trouble is he's just got to get on the 6 good. 5 to 6.
And that's a little touchy where he's at. He needs to play the smart shot here because,
You're gonna do a little spinner, right English, and go around 1, 2 rails.
I mean, this is
I mean, you can inside it, but I don't like it.
this is pretty touchy here to get on this 5 the right way. Let's see what he decides
He's
to
not
do.
gonna blast this. No, yeah, he's gonna. Oh, he overdid
I
it.
mean, dogs it.
And
Well,
is he gonna move the?
see,
Yep.
that's where the cue ball turned. He's putting English on it. The cue ball turned, and
I know I'm crazy, Steve, but I like the bank on the 4 here to get position on the 5. But I'm kind of nuts that like that's. It's
I
probably just a pot in the corner with right
I would have
English.
probably drawn it around the corner.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, he's got it. Yeah, that's probably the right way to play it. But
so
I'm nuts.
now you got to decide where you're going here. I like trying to get.
He's got the 6 open in the corner.
Oh,
Stub
the
bumped the
6 does
9.
go in the
Yeah,
corner.
Stub bumped
Okay.
the 9. So
Yeah,
he's
I
good.
thought he was going to have to go behind it, but that's yeah. So it's looking like it's going to be 6-6. I mean, Vinces is not going to miss a lot of balls, but if you compare Stubb to Vinces, I think Stubb's going to miss less balls. He's just going to make his mistakes other places.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's been a pretty well played match. I can't think of very many errors, from. I mean, that's why it's
Uh,
close.
Vinces has been very solid. Stubb has done some really crappy things, but made up for them by a lot of really good runouts.
A couple breaks here and there, open tables here and there. This one, this game was up for grabs, and it was advantage Kyle in this game. So we're tied 6-6 and heading into the 13th rack, and look at that.
And
That's a
that's
bad
not
break.
what you want. Yeah, well, that's kind of the worst move you can make in this in pool is scratch.
Scratch, yeah. And the table's
That's
pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean
Once you get on the
ball,
6, the 7 will go in the side.
the 3 ball is probably the biggest challenge here.
Yeah. And he could, depending on how he gets on it, he could play safe.
Well, I mean, ideally you would want to shoot it up table. Shooting it
Yeah.
past the 6 isn't that much fun. And
Shoot
I
it
think
past the 8.
he's gonna try to get it up table. He's gonna come back
Try
down
to get
below
on
it.
it, and if you don't like it, play safe. Oh,
Yeah,
is he gonna play the 3-6 combo?
he might.
I mean, I'd like that better than trying to put the 3 by.
Yeah, I do too.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I
trying
think
to put
it
the 3 by
goes,
is
but I mean,
tough.
it's got to be perfect.
Yeah, he'll shoot the combo. I think. Just waiting for him to call it.
No, I
He's
mean, you can
looking
maybe
with
drive
that.
a truck through there. I think he's
I
gonna shoot the 3 in the corner.
I
This
thought he
is,
might go off the end rail. He did,
but
and he
that's
missed
why
it.
you don't shoot that.
But I thought he might go off the end rail and bring the cue ball down and shoot the three up table. Because he had an angle. He could have forced the cue ball forward with a little bit of English to hold it and come down and shot the 3 up table. I mean, to me, that's a mistake. Not just because he missed the ball, but he should never have played in that corner.
Well, now it's The 7 will go on the side. I mean, I figure once you get on the 6, then it's pretty natural.
Yeah, I mean, he should run out here. This is just a matter of connecting a few dots. It's not a whole lot to the.
And he's got an angle just to come out a little bit. I mean, ideally, you'd like to get pretty good on the 7, which he has. That's good speed. Oh, and now it's
Yeah,
8 in the same pocket, and he's out
yeah,
9, 10.
uh, hit it perfect. But this is this is how Stubb can lose by doing stuff like that. That was just a crappy decision.
Well, I thought he
I would
even
have
maybe.
tried to I would have tried to play on the low side, and if I didn't get good, play safe.
Well, I thought even maybe try to cheat the left side of that pocket and maybe you rattle it, but you get the cue ball safe behind the 6. You play a two-way.
Boy,
I
if you
think that,
were gonna play anything in that pocket, it'd be the combo.
well, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised he shot the 3 at all. It was just, could it go? I mean, yeah, but I'd rather shoot the combo in that situation. But what do I know? I'm not in the tournament anymore. Um, Stubb's been muted for 60 minutes.
Now nobody wants to listen to him complain. I mean, he shoots a stupid shot and then it says it's BS. I mean, that's
That's not a regulation pocket. He got it to go. He's on the
boy.
2, so it's what, safety
I,
time here? Depends on how he wants to
yeah,
do it.
you got to play safe here. Just take the
Dink it
two behind the
behind the
three.
3 and dink
Bump
over
the
made a
bump
10.
this bump the 10 ball. This is a
Yeah.
little touch shot. You don't have to hit it that hard.
Spud Boy says, come on, let the little guy vent. He can be entertaining. I like what he did there because he just didn't dink the 2. I mean, he made sure he got it out in the open, so it made
Well,
a,
he had to hit it like that to get the
yeah.
cue ball to slide to the 10. He couldn't roll that. He had to kind of stun it.
So the 3's still a little tricky, but if he
Well,
gets
I
ball
mean,
in hand,
he's
he's
probably
probably
not
out.
getting ball in hand here, but I mean, he could, but he probably won't.
Ooh, we went 2 rails and he's squared up.
But this is another good opportunity to get safe here. That
Left
three
side
ten
of
eight is just
How about left side of the
uh,
2 and bring the cue ball up table here, and then the 2 sits
and
behind
that
the
that
3,
might get a
8,
better
10.
shot because getting the cue behind that, he's going to try to get the cue back there.
I like getting the 2 behind the 3, 8, 10, and then the cue ball back here by
Yeah, neither one of them is particularly easy.
oh, he
He's going
slid
back
over.
behind the 5.
That's a nifty little shot. I didn't really see that one.
That was a smart play because getting behind the 3 8 10 was going to be a little tricky. I
Either
liked
way.
I liked that decision.
Oh, I just kicked out of the game there.
So Stubbs going to play a 2 rail kick here, and this is doable, but
Z shot.
yeah, it's going to be a zigzagger. I mean, the 2 sit good there. It's a big pocket, but still not the simplest shot to judge.
I like his line because on the second bank off the rail, it really opens up.
Yeah, well, how much it opens up really
See how
depends on how
speed
much the table's sliding.
and
So this
English.
table's got is fairly slippery. The less slippery the table is, the less it's going to open up off that second rail.
Yeah, the
With new
second.
with new cloth, that opens up so much you just can't believe it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's kind of like a new cloth look there. Well, Kylan's got his reward. I'm calling him Kylan. His other accounts, Vin says Kylan VZ. Call him whatever you want.
So it'll be interesting to see what he decides to do here.
Can you roll the cue ball behind the 8?
He's going to play the triple here. Now, the biggest problem he's got is making sure he comes up with a shot with that 10 and 8 sitting there. He's going to have to put the little speed on this.
Boy, That's amazing. He went for that and
Yeah,
he's
but
got it.
he came up with a shot, but it's not a good one.
Well, yeah, I don't even see like a really great safety here. I guess he could sit in the left side of the three.
He looks like he's going to
Dink
play
it.
the billiard here.
He's
There's
going
no
for
gonna
it.
there's not going to be a lot of dinking. I think he'll run the three straight into the five and hold it there. Yep,
Boy,
that's what he
that's
did.
dangerous. But he's got
And
there.
is he titty hooked?
How
Close.
how good was the safety just dinking behind the five? I mean, does that do anything, or is this the better way to go? Offensive
Um,
shot.
I didn't really take a good look at that. If it was easy, I would have shot the safe. The shot he shot was there was some risk there. He's lucky he's not titty hooked.
Well, he might be. He's calling it up there. Let's
Oh
get.
no, he can see the ball. He's okay here. He needs to hit this with
Yeah.
enough speed. He's going to bump the eight, so he got to hit this enough speed so that the eight separates.
He's got to swerve around this. He's ever so slightly hooked. That's a beautiful shot.
Okay, he's good.
Kylan
And
must be listening. He says Honolulu. Okay, he's practicing. What do you do?
yeah,
Just draw
well,
this out for the six on the side?
yeah, you
This
can just
looks,
draw this back,
yeah, misses the side. He's in great
and
shape. He
that's
plays well.
perfect.
I like his
Oh no,
patterns.
he plays good patterns. He moves the cue ball well. I mean, he
This,
doesn't make a lot of pattern or strategy mistakes. Once in a while, it's just it's hard playing against a guy like Stubb that runs out like he
all
does.
right.
It really is. I mean,
But the good news for Kylan here is this is going to be his first not only lead but two-game gap lead, I believe. This will
yeah.
be 8-6, so this is a turning point in this match, possibly.
Well, poor choices by Stubb. They're going to add up eventually, but
Right.
Vinces has got to play very solid
His
to,
break,
to get ahead.
he's got a break and he's got a nice open table, but it's a toughie to start with. But can he cut
Yeah.
this in and do the draw
Well,
twosy?
he's got choices. I would not draw this. I would go forward and go hit the rail in between a three and the pocket. He's going to draw this, which
Yeah,
this will work, I believe.
you
I
just
don't
go
think
back
there's
and
any.
forth.
I don't think there's any reason why he can't draw this.
I kind of agree. That's a nice shot. I agree with Spud Boy that yeah, I think Kylan makes his runouts more simple because Stubb sort of makes his dramatic sometimes with the way he goes about it. Now it's he's just gonna lay it up for the four and be fine right there. Boy, can he just draw off that four, slide by the 10? I think he's in good shape.
Yes. Oh, it won't hit the 10 if you've done this.
Yeah, he'll just
So you got to decide whether you're coming out for the five in the side or the five in the corner.
kind of like a oh he played
That's
the
not
bump
good.
and it
No,
almost
no,
looked like he
he should have stunned that.
well I think he wanted to me it looked like he just didn't execute it like he kind of tried to baby the shot. I think he
If
was
if you're gonna stun that and you're afraid of the speed, what you do
yeah,
is you hit it harder and try to roll out and hit the
right.
eight and shoot the five in the side.
I think he was playing our shot. He just didn't execute that time. And he
No,
scratched.
and
Boy,
that's disaster. So, I mean, that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that will keep Stubb in this match is
that could have been 9-6. Yeah. And
and as much as I think he plays good patterns and makes good decisions most of the time. That was not. I mean,
to me, it looked
maybe
like
he
an
had
execution thing, but I could
maybe
be
he had a
wrong.
mouse fart, but I would have hit that. You know, if I didn't like the touch shot, I would have played the stun harder and played the five in the side.
It is a touchy draw to stun. I mean,
But
it is
well,
touch.
but stun that wasn't a touch draw shot. That was just a straight stun, and he didn't hit it
Well, that was
hard.
touchy at that angle, don't you think? Because if you slide it too
Mm-mm.
far, you're screwed.
No, just a straight stun goes two rails in the corner.
I think the
So,
speed was tough to get.
well, if you were going to try to shoot the five in the corner, the speed was tough. If you're going to,
Because
if that's what I'm saying is if you're thinking I'm going to go this two rails and shoot the five in the corner, and you're looking at that going, man, the speed's kind of touchy, then you just hit
Yeah,
it harder. Like try to run it at the eight ball or try to run it out past the eight
yeah. I
ball and
think there
shoot the
was some
five in the
balls in the
side.
way, but I think I know Kylan would probably like to have that one back. Meanwhile, back at the Justice Hall here, he stuff's left himself tough, but the guy pots balls so well, it
Yeah,
doesn't
well,
matter.
the question is, are you going to hit this hard and hit the 10 or hit it easy and work around it? I think it'll be hard.
See, I'm almost inclined for the bank, but just because I love banking. So he's just going to let it fly, and who knows where the ten's going to end up. Probably perfect. Oh, dear. Well, it's exciting. I mean, it's
Now,
now
there are
we're
guys in real life that don't move the cue ball great, but are great shot makers.
yeah,
And some of the ones that I can think about are like Bustamante, Rodney Morris. If you watch these guys play, I'm not saying they move the cue ball poorly because, they do move the cue
they're
ball well,
pros.
but
Yeah.
they're more area position,
Mm.
but they're both such great shot makers that, you know, it doesn't matter if they get funny. They're just going to make everything.
And they probably like my mentality is probably not even close to their level. Their mentality is like if they get on a funny on a ball, it doesn't even bother them probably. Like, oh, okay, I'll just shoot this. I mean, do you know what I mean?
No,
Doesn't even
they don't
bother them.
really care. No,
Yeah,
they don't really care.
like I make this shot in my sleep. I don't care. Me, I'm sweating bullets, you know.
Uh-oh. Well, that's a big mistake. He misjudged how the cue ball was gonna run into the
Yeah,
seven.
I think he seems surprised. It was a little bit of a stub wiggle
Now,
there with the cue.
he thought it was gonna hit the seven more full, and it didn't. It slid across.
These matches are so exciting and so close. I mean, look at, I mean, Hugh has lots of viewing material now.
Yeah,
I
well, I
can
mean,
watch
this
this match back.
this match was kind of, I thought, a
Drawn
very
up for
close.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought this match was going to be close. It's just two very different styles of play.
I love that. That's also a good point. I mean, it's what it makes it compelling that way. A classic confrontation. Brains versus brawn. That's my best Howard Cosell impression, which isn't very good.
But it's a pretty good little moniker there, brains versus
Brains,
brawn. I mean,
it's something he would say as a lawyer, you know.
of
Or
course, with Stubb, you could say it's a contrast in styles in just about every match he plays.
yeah, it's brains versus blast. A
Hey,
classic
Paul.
confrontation. There he is. Hey, good job against. I didn't see the match, Paul, but pretty good score, pretty good showing against that Spectre Dawn guy. So good job. And you're still in this thing, I think. You're on the other side of the bracket. I got the macros because sometimes I can kind of, well, use stub forces. You know, we tap into the dark side. It's an inside thing.
Yeah, he's going to be playing Cobra, I think, isn't it? Or who
Something
was
like
it?
that.
Cobra? I think he's playing Cobra then.
Oh, real pulling power. This is going to be tough to hit. But look at this guy. Stub kicks
I
well.
said he kicks pretty well, but he doesn't kick safe. He
Hmm.
just kicks to hit, which is,
Yeah.
if you use that kicking ability and learned how to play kick safes,
Well, Paul,
not that,
you're only going to get better, Paul. I mean, I think you got a pretty good game already, and you're only going to get better. So,
yeah, you're on the way up, Paul. You're improving. Keep at it. You're looking good.
and yeah, I agree, Steve. You just, you can blast it and hit it, but what's that get you?
Well, I was going to say in that situation, that probably was the play, but
Mm,
we've seen a lot of other situations where he had really good kick safes and he does the same thing.
Blastola, and maybe not even call a pocket.
Okay, this is a just a touch shot here, and
Oh,
that's
that's
very well done.
Kylan
Now,
has LB like speed.
well, most people come up short on that because when you're hitting that check English on it, you got to hit it harder, and most people don't. And
Yeah, and you don't want to go long on that. You want to come up short, if anything.
he understood the speed well there.
So he has the opportunity to extend, get that two
Yeah.
rack gap, which is, if he can
Right.
keep that going, we're about halfway through this thing now.
He moves the cue ball good enough that I'm kind of surprised when he does something that he shouldn't.
That's
You
weird.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of got. He's like an advanced LS3. You know, LS3. She'd move the cue ball beautiful, and then she'd do something squirrely.
I miss
And
her. Yeah.
he he's like an LS3 that's almost got it figured out, but still does something screwy once in a while.
I love watching her play because she's a good player, but it's a little bit like you're watching somebody on a tightrope or you're watching Evil Knievel jump the canyon. You're kind of waiting for, boy, what could go wrong here? It's sort of you're on the edge
Yeah.
of her seat watching her run a rack sometimes.
But before she stopped, she was getting to the point where she was playing a lot more stable and not shooting so many crazy shots, and she was really improving.
Well, this is tough. He's got a great table and a great break, and look, he's got to push out, and so you're already
Yeah.
behind the eight ball.
Well,
Hey,
Stubbs going to shoot, so you don't you want to push to something where it's a hard shot, but you play safe off.
boy, I mean, it's
He's pushing to a partial ball, and that's not really good because he doesn't have a good kick here. He's going to get this back.
but at least he's in a little better situation than he was before.
Yeah, but I don't like this push because when he
Brutal.
gets it back,
Can he just
the kick is tough going between the 3 and
I
10.
like left English, a lot of it, and push the two past the five, and I think you might be able to hold that cue ball and get him hooked.
Oh, good luck.
But I mean,
Uh,
it's very touchy. That's what he's going to try, or he's going to go about it his way, and
yeah, that's a tough shot.
it was a lot
I
to
you know
ask.
I doubt that that's exactly how he wanted his push to come out.
Yeah.
I mean it, but on the other hand, it's better than pushing to something that's way easy, like a lot of people do. I'd
Oh
rather
yeah.
see somebody push to something tough that they're getting back that they don't particularly like.
I like the fact that he was in an impossible, well, not an impossible situation, but a bad situation, and then he made it a little bit better, and he didn't give Stubb a chance right away, but now it's probably a done deal.
Yeah, Stubbs the kind of guy that I would push to something where, difficult shot, difficult position,
Play
let
to
him
his
shoot
t
it.
lay to his
Eh,
tendencies. He'll take a flyer and blast it.
Well, the thing is, yeah, exactly. I mean, unless it's just a dumb, simple safe, he's not going to shoot a safe. I mean, you could play the kick safes to him all day
Yeah.
because, you know, he
What's fun?
doesn't know how to play them.
What's funny about Stubb though is every once in a while he will play a safety that'll kind of surprise you. Welcome to semi-pro.
Semi-pros there.
Have you been watching this match very long? What are your opinions so far,
Well, he
Mr.
wants to see
Semi-Pro?
Stubb lose. That's a loaded question.
Well, and he may, but he's gonna get a rack back here.
Yeah, well, I mean, this match is going to go down to the wire, I think. These guys are pretty evenly matched. Vince is making enough mistakes to keep Stubb in it, and Stubb's playing wild enough to keep Vince
Yeah.
in it.
And having said that, though, I mean, and Steve knows this. I mean, it's been a pretty well played, match. I mean, pretty high level, wouldn't you say? I mean, it's been pretty.
Well, both these
Nobody's
guys play
dogged.
pretty good. There's
Yeah.
been a lot of mistakes. I
Uh,
wouldn't say there's been a ton of dog balls, but there's
Maybe
been a lot of
decision
mistakes.
stuff. Decision
Yeah.
type stuff is what you're looking at.
So, Paul, I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I was watching Jeff Ignacio play this Duoc Hong, the Vietnamese guy, the best Vietnamese player. They played yesterday. It was a race to 11 and 9 ball, and just how much Ignacio played safe. Great, great player. Great shot maker. Great with the cue ball, and he played safe a lot.
Here's an easy safe.
It's the match is on YouTube if you want to watch it, Paul.
You think Kylan will just push the one past the 10 and
That's a simple shot. I think he probably will. I mean,
you're gonna get it every time? And
yeah, it's you're gonna leave a kick at it, but he might shoot this. He's
what you
looking
could
at it.
do is make sure you get, bank the one sort of back to the 8. You can make this pretty tough if you want.
He's gonna play safe. I think this is a smart move. He
And
hit way too hard.
way too hard, but I like the plan there
No,
because now it's nice and
he
tight, but
now he's gonna get tied up though.
yeah,
I mean, this
he can see the edge.
he can see enough of this. We'll see how he decides to play this. Is he gonna play it on the 7-9 or bring it up table?
Just a little too hard. And yeah, he's gonna get locked up. And that's what happens when, boy, you just leave an edge of a ball at this level and you just get locked right back up. Now he can soft kick this, push the one over by the 2-6 and maybe slide the cue ball by, or hook the cue
Um,
ball on the 10.
yeah. Oh no, definitely you want to shoot the one up table and roll the cue ball over to the 6. That's the shot.
Um,
And he didn't get behind it enough.
that's all right though. I mean, I'd take that.
He definitely tried to play it, but he didn't get behind it enough. But he played the right shot. Now he's going to get locked up on the 10-8 here. It's not going to be a lockup, but he's going to get hooked behind the 10 and 8.
Yeah, and he's hooked
See, Stubb can play those kind of
when he
real
wants to.
straightforward saves.
Yeah,
Well, the straightforward one. I don't think he has any clue how to kick safe, but that's a pretty straightforward save. So he's calling the 2. If he can kick behind this one and get the cue ball to go between the 2 and 4, he's got a real good chance. Yeah, I think there wasn't enough room to get behind the 1 there.
look how many people are in the room. Runout Rob is here.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not going in the stream. I guess they don't want to listen to us.
Hey, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not even my own cup of tea. They must
Well,
be talking league.
yeah.
They're
So this
excited about
shot,
this league. Wow.
the league's fun. I'm just surprised we didn't get more teams, but the league's fun.
No surprise he made that cut. And did he come far enough? Yes.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's a very nice shot. Very good speed.
Yeah.
Um, and I think he'll probably run out here. I mean, Stubb will miss a run out once in a while, but I think he runs out as good as anybody in the
Yeah.
game.
The 7 looks scarier than probably it is.
Yeah,
I think you can still
yeah,
get it.
it will go,
Yeah.
especially with these rails. It'll definitely go. The biggest problem is that trying to shoot the 8 in the same pocket's tough, and the 10 is blocking the 8. So
True.
he may look to move this 7. If you get behind the 7, it's not too bad. And if you get behind the 7 funny, you can play safe
You're
using the
right.
9.
That's what I'm thinking too. Or, send the cue ball or
But
send the 7 around.
I don't think Stubb thinks like that. I think he's looking to move this 7 ball.
That's what I do. Like when I don't, I get funny on a ball or I don't like it. If I get funny on that 7, I'm playing safe behind the 9.
He's going to run into the 7-9 here. He's going to run into at least one of those balls. Because I know he's not going to try to get behind that thing.
But I mean, it's dangerous though to start running into bumping balls, isn't it?
Yeah,
When you don't have to.
it is. Well, I mean, it's kind of a choice thing. Now
He's gonna
you
try to.
can shoot the
Oh
7 and go
boy.
forward and shoot the 8 in the side pocket if you get on the 7
Well, he
really
is
good. But
terrible now. I mean,
yeah, this is no good.
is he
I
gonna
mean,
blast this and go off the end short rail and try to come around like 2 rails into the
honestly,
7?
I got no idea what he's
I
gonna
think
do.
he's gonna. I think he's gonna smash this.
He looks like he's putting a lot of English on. Now, if you are gonna hit this, what you really want to hit is a 9,
Well, he can hit it controlled.
and he
Missed
missed it.
everything, but he's still gonna come out smelling like a rose. Because I think,
Well,
ooh,
this is tough at this angle.
how about you? This is where you just stick him right there. Maybe you roll the
This
cue
is
ball.
where this is where you take the 7 ball 3 rails and you
Right.
you put.
He
He's trying
he's
to make
shooting it.
this.
I think you can.
Well,
I think it does go.
you
But
have to rub off the 9 and go forward to shoot the 8 in the side pocket,
but
because
like yeah,
otherwise you're not gonna have a shot.
like you say, yeah, you get the
Yeah.
7 to go, and where's the 8? But you can play
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah. The problem with this shot is you can't hit it hard. You
Yeah,
have to hit this easy to get it to
you have to
throw and get
make
the
it.
pocket big. And
He's thinking of something else now. The gears are turning.
well, I mean, the safety hitting the 7-3 rails and putting them on the 9 is doable.
Yeah, you had to let the cue ball leak forward ever so slightly.
He's shooting this. He doesn't, he's gonna shoot. Now he's not sure.
The gears are turning, the clock's ticking down,
Now he's looking at thinning on the left side,
and then
which
taking the cue ball behind the. I like that play better.
that's a tough shot to get that hook.
And he got it.
He
It's
came
speed
out with a
sensitive. Yeah, there's
well,
Stubb playing a safe. Who would have thought?
he hit the 10 ball, and
Got lucky.
otherwise he sells out. Well,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have sold out, but he would have left another safety play back. So this, you just want to put it on the 9. You're going to kick this easy. You're going to bump the 7. You want to hit the 7 first, and then the rail.
Oh, he
Oh,
didn't quite get it by, but I like to plan. Yeah.
yeah, he just hit a little bit too high on top of it. The speed was beautiful. I mean, that was very well played.
Do you
It
think
just,
there's some growth there? There's some hope because we're thinking, Stubbs going to shoot that 7, and then he finally came around to the idea of a safety.
well, yeah, I mean, he's not going to shoot shots that just aren't going to work.
Right.
Well, I mean, he'll try some shots sometimes that you think, what's he doing? But he's not a complete idiot. But yeah, I mean, he
It's one on
definitely
the
made the
game.
right play, and it's going to win him the game.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a sec. I got to get some water.
Well, hold the fort down. Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, that safety was there. I'm surprised that he played it, that he came around to that idea. I really am. I thought, well, he's shooting that 7 ball, and that's that. But he is not. I agree, Paul. He is actually a pretty bright guy, and when he plays one pocket, I mean, he has the ability to play smart, but I think it's more fun for him to, blast Ola and forces, and he likes running balls. I think that's his thing. But I was impressed that he came around to the idea of that safety. Um, I wonder, I wonder how Kylan feels about that if he was shocked. Well, I think the safety plays come around a lot, Paul. And the VP 3 days, I remember players getting mad at me when I would play safe. What are you doing in a challenge room playing safe in 9 ball? You're supposed to, try to run out all the time. And I think the nature of this game has changed as players have gotten better. Players have realized, hey, defense wins championships, the old cliche. I think people have come around to the idea of safety play. I say it's because of me. I'm taking credit for it, Paul. That's what I'm trying to say here. Steve, welcome back.
Yeah, this may have been too. This may have been a too tough a push. I mean, I don't like this push just in the fact that this is a little too tough. Again, I'd rather see people do a little too tough,
Boy, that's a
and that
nice
was.
kick, 2 rails, but he
I
didn't
don't
get
know
a
what he was
rail.
trying to. I don't know what he was trying to do, but it was very well played. If that's what he was trying to do,
Not
but
quite
he
hard
just
enough.
he
Yeah,
didn't get the rail hit. So
he squared it up
yeah,
nicely.
that was a little too tough, because I don't mind kicking at balls, but that kick was tough to get safe.
Everything in the middle of the table. Well, here we go. I mean, it's 9-9 again, but still with the opportunity to take the lead. Geez, we're going all the way, aren't we? We knew we were. Feels like it.
Yeah, I mean, Stubb is rarely not going to run out of table like this. Uh, the biggest problem is the 6 ball. He's got a lot of options on it. He's got a couple combos. You can play it up table. So the 4 to the 6 is going to be the biggest deal here.
Yeah, you
Um,
got distance and which pocket. Yeah,
and he just
6-10
got
combo.
very funny on this. That was
This,
a mistake.
yeah, this will just be he'll go off the end rail here and back up.
Yeah, he's going to kill this. It's going to be just a lot of draw and soft. come to the end rail. But this is critical. You get on the 4 good to get on the 6.
Well, yeah, it's you got to get the line right, and he's got it.
So I'm not sure what he's gonna play for here.
I like the
I'd probably play for.
6-10
I like the 6-10 too. The
because it's
biggest
open.
problem is you got to get the speed right on this so you don't hook yourself.
I mean,
You
six
can't
eight
be
is,
way high on the 6. I mean, this is just all speed here.
or
And
you,
he's pretty good with this kind of this stuff. He plays good area position. I
yeah.
expect him to get play for the 6-10 and get on it good.
Um, oh, yeah, he's
Yeah, and that's
speed's
pretty
really
good.
good.
That's where you would play for it because you can't afford to go lower. But I mean, he's in a spot he should make this.
Oh yeah, he's on the perfect side because everything the cue ball on the 6 will be right there. I mean, do I dare say he's out?
Well, I said he was out a long time ago on this rack, but
I mean, it's not a gimme. You got to hit it right because you can hang him up, but he's got it. I think you can go a couple different ways. He's just gonna slide behind the 7, same pocket.
yeah, Stubbs really just a run out machine.
Yep, him and
He's got
Spectre.
he's got a good game for rotation style games. You know,
Oh yeah,
area area position. 15 ball or like 15 ball rotation, maybe not as much because you got to be a little more savvy with the cue ball. But for like 9 and 10 ball, his game's perfect. He just needs to learn how to play safe.
I'm still shocked that he came around to that idea and that won him that rack. What was the last game or the game before? For that 7 ball he was gonna shoot. I,
Well, he plays safe more than he used to. He's realized that shooting shots that sell out are, you know, not the thing to do.
well, he's back in the lead by a game, but there's a lot of match left yet. He just
Yeah,
breaks
he's
from the
got the
center.
break, and this break looks dry.
Dry and nice and open. What's the shot in the 1 look like?
Not
Not the
wonderful.
greatest. Yes. Not wonderful.
So he may play safe here.
Take the cue
You,
ball into the 8. Hope you don't make
yep.
it. 1 back here.
Well, take it in a way where you're not going to make it. Keep the
Uh,
speed down. He's gonna,
I like that. Call the 8 just in case and play
well,
safe. Oh, he's going for the combo?
yeah. I would
I
not be
don't like
doing
this
that.
because
I
you're
don't
going to
like
get
this at
hooked on the
all.
1, aren't you?
Well, he was probably playing safe, but I would have played it with a cue ball. So
Yes.
he just sold out. I would have taken the cue ball into the 8.
I mean, he had a gap there if it went, but I don't.
Yeah, the 1 comes straight back. He's got the 5-10 there. Yeah, I didn't like that shot, and he's gonna pay for it.
Because you're not quite sure in that scenario how it's all going to work out. I like the, cue ball first. That's what I thought he might do. I don't know. It's tough out there. Sometimes you start thinking funny.
So if he gets on this 2, I think he gets out. And I mean, he should get on this 2. I would play this back at the 3 ball myself.
Back and forth.
Just at the 3 ball. I'd pull it
Uh,
back right at the 3 ball.
you could even get in the open space and you have the 2-9 if,
Now, he didn't pull it back at the 3
and
ball, but
he's
he
got the
got
two
lucky.
and nine. Yeah,
I would have hit that with just English and run it at the 3 ball. He can't. I don't understand hitting that with draw. That didn't make sense to me.
it's always danger playing with the 3 ball because you could end up hooking yourself. Oh my gosh, how bad did he miss that combo? I
Yeah,
didn't really get
well,
down on this, but I'm shocked he missed it that badly. Well, I mean, these guys, I mean, they're human beings. They're capable of making mistakes.
I'll tell you what happens sometimes on combos is is he was on the completely wrong side. Like he
Mm,
got dyslexic, or sometimes with combos, people end up shooting the object ball straight at the pocket, instead
yeah,
of at the ball. That's my weakness on combos is I'll tend to shoot the object ball at the pocket instead of at the ball.
boy, what a fortunate event there for Kylan.
Well, I mean, Stubbs human. He's going to make some mistakes. We're all going to make some mistakes
Yeah,
like that. I mean, that was just an execution mistake, which
yeah. Almost look like one of those, like sometimes I'll get lazy on them, like, oh, this is easy, and you just kind of, you shoot at it, and then you wonder how you missed it.
You know, there's all kinds of reasons you can get mental lapses. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened there, but it's going to cost them because it's going to be 10-10.
yeah. Instead of what 11-9, it would be. Yeah, I mean it's a big
Yeah.
game. They're all
Oh,
big games.
it's
No.
you just can't afford to make mistakes like that, and you know, letting the guy back into the match. You got a chance to pull away, and
I think that might have been his first two-game gap too. That could have been.
good speed there.
Yeah, he's not, and I like that. It just shows, he's confident, he's relaxed, he's letting the cue ball, letting the stroke out. He knows exactly where it's going. Smashes him head on, and he's got the cue ball right in the center of the table, right where you want to be, and he's got a shot on the one. Look
Yeah,
at this.
this is a great looking table.
Um, I like how he's just taking a moment here,
Yeah,
survey it.
you can't get a much better table than this. If you're gonna have any trouble, it would be on the 5 ball. You really shouldn't, because where the 2 ball is, all you got to do is pull the cue ball back like a little bit, and you get an angle where you can go over behind the 8 ball.
Oh, Chimpy, that's probably the greatest anti-stub pick I've ever seen. Just pissing
So
out a nuclear mushroom cloud. I mean, it doesn't get
he's
better
gonna
than
pull
that.
it back just a little. Well, he didn't pull it back. I didn't like that shot. I would have
Well,
pulled it back so you had angle so you could slide the cue ball behind the 8.
you have to pick a point between those two dots, and I thought he would have went
And
forward
see,
between the first
and
dot and the second dot, the middle dot.
no, I would have come back a little and just left a little angle. So now he's screwed. And it's
Well,
all because when he got perfect on a 2, he didn't pull the cue ball back an inch or 2.
don't you just draw the cue ball maybe ever so slightly? You put the cue ball behind the 10, right? You send the 5 around, maybe
Yeah.
call it in the
You don't
corner here
no,
in
you
case
don't
it
draw
goes.
it. You go forward, but that was no good.
Well, he
That
could
was
have he
poor
could
execution.
he could have left the cue ball, just stopped it there. I mean, is what I'm saying.
He could have. I mean, I would have rather put it right on the 10,
Yeah,
but yeah, that just wasn't good execution. He played the
yeah,
right shot.
yeah.
But
It's
see,
kind of
he went south. He should have run out there. He went south in the 2 to the 3. He should have left the angle on the 3 to just go forward and slide behind the 8, and
well,
there's Stub dogging it.
yeah. Well, it all looks so easy, doesn't it, when we're watching it, and
Well,
it's tough out there.
I don't know. Maybe he did try to pull the cue ball back. I mean,
Mm.
if he did try to pull a cue ball back and he did an execution mistake, and that's more okay. If he didn't try to pull the cue ball back and just stopped it, that was a pattern mistake, you know, because he made it tough.
Oh boy,
And there is another
it's
shot that doesn't go in,
almost
and
feels like we're at hill squeaky bum time, but we're 10-10 squeaky bum time.
yeah.
It's tough out there. They're human. We've all been there.
Well, you know, it's just a question of whether it's an execution mistake or a strategy
Yeah,
mistake. What was he trying to do?
yeah.
It, you know, like with a pro, I would guarantee you that it was an execution mistake, that no pro would have ever just tried to stop that ball. But, you
But
know,
uh, see, I'm
I
at
don't know if Vince says enough.
I'm at a high enough level, Steve, where I can take something easy and make it look hard. That's
Yeah, well,
that's that's what I
I think we can all do that.
and that's like kind of like what happened to maybe both of them there. And there's another. I mean, I don't know. This match is getting out of control here. I don't even know what
Well,
I'm watching.
I think that's a situation where, you know,
You,
maybe you want to play safe there just because it's pretty tight.
you can't
You
you
know,
can't hope it goes. Yeah,
well, I mean, if you make that, fine. But if you miss it, then you're like,
you're
well,
this.
why didn't you play safe? I mean, he didn't have a lot of pocket.
This is a crazy sequence. I think Albie and I had a sequence where he miscued and then I miscued. I don't know, it was crazy. And I
Oh,
wasn't
I
really
remember
nervous.
that. Yeah.
I wasn't even nervous. I think when the balls get so close together like that, I don't know if the way it plays different in VP4, but I was just trying to shove the ball over and I don't know. It's just crazy. Just crazy things happen. That was a crazy series of events there. That there's like one
Yeah.
every match.
Well, Stubb should have won that. Um, I mean,
That's a huge game, yeah.
he had a bunch of chances. He should have won that game. So he's gonna play the 2-5.
It's a little shocking when you do see it. I mean, it can happen even among high level players like these two guys. I mean, you're watching a really well played match. You're
And
watching very few missed balls, and then you kind of all of a sudden miss, miss, miss. I get I get kind of discombobulated.
and he should be out here. I mean, he'll shoot the 4 on the side. The 4 with something like this 4 ball, you just got to make sure you get up to the end rail. Whether or not you have the perfect angle doesn't matter because you can come forward off the long rail to get to the 6. You just got to this ball you want to take all the way down to the end rail. You don't want to try to get perfect this or that. Just take it all the
Yeah,
way to like the middle diamond of the end rail,
yeah. It's either I like this
just
play.
like this. So if you get a little funny angle on the other side,
He's fine. He can
but you not, he's a touch funny here.
he
He's
can
gonna have to stun this.
yeah, he can stun roll forward because the 6 is right there. I mean, he doesn't have to do a lot here. I'd
Yeah,
have
he
to
would
get right
he
on
would
where he
be
is, but
well. He would be better to have more angle or have angle the other way where he could go forward left English. This is like the worst spot he could have got.
he's fine. Yep. I love how
And
I
he
played it.
goes forward off the rail. Well done.
I did not get down on that shot. I should have probably for you guys, but I knew he's a good enough potter where he can even cheat just ever so slightly.
Well, it's always tougher when you're playing, Paul.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a wise man once said. I think it's Spectre that I like using that line. It's tough out there. I mean you're playing somebody really good. You're in a world championship event.
Well, pool, there's a lot of pressure. There's a
Yeah,
lot of pressure playing pool.
absolutely.
You got to go watch that match Ignacio played last night, Paul.
Good safeties, I'm hearing. Good safety play.
A lot of good safety play, and you know, I mean, Jeff's playing good. He's playing real good right now.
Well, he's got his 2 game gap again. Let's give a look where he's breaking from. I think these guys have just been sort of lining up. That's a slight cut break. Cue ball back and forth, but he's come up
That looks
dry.
right, and that's
But the good
really,
news here is, yeah, it's a dry break, but it's a bit of a mess.
it is. I mean, the 3 ball's a little tough. The 6
Six
ball,
ball, yeah,
yeah, the 6 ball's doable because you got the 6-8 combo.
just
It's
opened
not
up his
really so
9.
bad. Yeah, and this is a tough angle. He's going to have to go back and forth. So he's going to go across and then back across
Hmm.
for the 3.
That would be
Uh,
the play.
and he hit it perfect.
How's his angle? He's fine. He might even go.
So
I like
he's got
going
to go
forward.
forward.
Yep,
Well,
2 rails.
that's the only choice here. He
Yeah, you
has
go
to go
back. Yeah,
forward.
you got to go forward. You're exactly right. I mean, he's
So if he clipped the 6, that's still okay.
yeah. Oh, geez, he rattled that in, and he stabbed that, and is he in trouble?
He came out okay. They're a little fortunate there. I mean,
Oh
it was a
my
good shot, but
gosh.
that was not a shot you could control that well because of the 6.
I mean, I think you'll still go forward here.
No, no, he's gonna go back. I don't think he can go
I
forward.
think he can, but he
Well,
he
that's
didn't.
not really.
I
I
don't
don't know
think.
what the hell that was. I think he was just throwing it in. I think he needed to throw it to make the ball.
I'd have to
I
get
think if
down on that better. I think he could have went forward, but I need to get down on these balls when it's like that. I get too excited.
well, and I'll tell you what, that's all from turning the cue ball. So
And
he's putting a little English on it, and the cue ball turned.
you know what I'm thinking? What the feeling I'm getting, Steve, is Stubb can feel pressure. I think he's feeling a little pressure.
Well,
He's,
everybody feels pressure.
but I mean, he's down 2 racks. The last rack, one before didn't go well, back and forth misses. I think he knows.
No, this is no good. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
he's
that I'm not saying Stubb doesn't dog it ever, but he doesn't dog it very much.
right. And now these guys are both kind of showing signs of wear and tear, would you say?
Yeah, I'd be looking to get him with a 7 here.
Boy, I don't know. I mean, where do you play
He's
safe
gonna
here?
bank it.
I like going for it. You got to go for it, don't you?
No, I put the cue ball on. I put the 6 on the end rail and hit a little spinner. He went for it, and this is why I wouldn't go for it
But
because
it's a
now he's got to
two-way.
get lucky. Yeah, it's tough two-way. I would have just played
Yeah.
safe the whole way there because you hit that same shot and hit the 6 ball thinner, so it banks towards the middle diamond and just spin up the cue ball, and it, you know, if you don't get the hook on the 7, you're
Yeah.
leaving the 6 on the end rail. I mean, this is just too easy.
I kind of I liked his play, but I mean, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I thought it was too risky.
I mean, I just to get a safety is with at that stage of the rack. Um,
Well, I mean,
oh, look at this. I
boy,
think
there's
Stubbs
another
feeling.
missed ball by Stubb.
I think Stubbs feeling it, but I
Maybe he
could be
doesn't.
wrong.
Maybe he doesn't have the mixture tuned in right yet or something.
You gotta maybe fire up a different strain. I haven't seen. It's rare. It is rare to see Stubb miss this many balls in the last few racks. Um,
Yeah, he's missed more than I would have expected him to.
did I miss this one in this much against my match or against Albie? I don't think I missed that much. Maybe some bad
Uh,
decisions, couple miscues.
well, I don't remember. You can go back and watch it and count.
Yeah, I suppose I don't want to though. Well, this is big because 13-10, and we're starting to approach the business end of this match.
Yeah. Now, if you're Vincez, this is where
Lock
you
them
need
up.
to play really, really clean pool.
Yeah.
This is where you can press advantage if you can just not make mistakes. Um, and that looks dry. And
Open table. We just need to get this one with some position.
yeah, this is jack up, draw it with right English.
Yeah,
You got your choice on where you want to shoot the 2, but I probably just juice it up and try to shoot the 2 in the side.
yeah, just get
You
the
know, you can't scratch with the 7 there.
yeah, and just get it so you can see it. Just make sure you make the one. You'll have a look at the two.
Well, I just assume you're making the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is, uh, for good players, you got to just assume you're making the ball. I
Yeah.
mean, that's good players. They just focus mainly just on cue ball because you know they just figure they don't figure they're missing balls. I mean, if it's a
They're
really
too
tough
good.
shot, maybe, but they good players focus mainly on cue ball. The object ball is always supposed to go in the pocket.
Well, maybe I'm
Oh,
focusing on the object ball too much then.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't always go in the pocket, but for a good player, they're not expecting to miss balls.
What do you do with this five? Get way down there below it?
Uh, that's tough. I mean, you got a possibility of scratching.
How about put the cue ball on a line right where it is now and just stick him behind the six? He's going all the way down
He's
like
going
my
all the way
first,
low,
and you could bank this.
and he hit it good. I mean, I think you have to bank it. I'm not sure you can cut that.
Well, I mean, he's set up perfect for the, I shouldn't use words
If it
like
was
that, but
me, I would have rolled down between the 10 and the rail and come up short and then played safe on the 5.
it's pretty natural. The six is right there.
He thinks he can cut this. No, he's banking this.
No, he's got to be banking. Isn't that the play? It is more natural, although I didn't think he's going to let the cue
Yeah.
ball
Oh,
run that
he's good.
much.
Yeah, he's good.
Well, I figured he's a good enough player that he would just bank that. But I mean,
I either got to, he's going to check this up. You either got to check it up or stun it. One or the other.
I
Going to check
gotta,
it up.
I'm doing a poor
And
job of
oh,
camera work. I should have been down on that ball to see if he could have cut the five if he wanted to, but
I was over there. I don't think he could have.
the bank was a safer shot if you can bank at all, right?
So it's going to be 14 to 10,
Oh, it's
and
huge.
Stubb is in trouble
Time for a
because
disconnect.
uh, he's in trouble. Don't
Oh,
be
I'm
stirring the
terrible.
pot up too much there.
I'm terrible.
I, I mean, the mistakes are catching up with Stubb, and surprisingly enough, this 4 game lead is from as much him missing balls as it was for
Yes.
strategy mistakes because he missed a bunch of balls.
Yeah, I mean, Kylan missed a couple too, but I mean, yeah, Stubb had a pile of mistakes all in a row, and then that leads to this kind of 4-game swing.
So
Oh
it
yeah,
looks
Chimpy
like a
said it too.
dry break.
He feels a disconnect coming in. I gave up being careful a long time. Well, I have to be a little careful in some things, but
Well, he's shooting us, which I don't like.
anytime you
Um,
stream and you put yourself out there, Paul, you're gonna get in trouble.
if you ask me, that's a frustration mistake there.
Yeah,
That's a crazy shot to shoot it. So Vince says we're going to play safe here.
lock them up.
He's going to
Push the
roll this
1 into
up
the
on the
2.
9.
Yep,
He's
and
going to
roll the
push
cue
the 1
ball.
and the 2 and
Yep.
roll the cue ball up. You want to hit this almost with a little bit of left English. He may not.
I like the fact that he's calling it just in case.
Yeah, I would actually call the 1 here in case you hit it too thick off the 2, not the 2.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
mean, he'll see the line good enough. That's about cue ball. I mean, you
oh,
almost don't care where. I would actually play the cue ball off the rail first into the 9, like he's doing. Yep. Oh, and he called. Oh, he's okay.
yeah, but I would have put a little bit of left English on it because that would have moved it up into the 9. He couldn't get to the 9 there very easily without putting a little English on it.
And this is what you want to do now at this stage of the game with Stubb. I mean, just play, like you say, clean, lock him up when you have a chance. Don't let him get rolling. 5 is okay. I mean, the table's there.
Yeah, this is not a trivial hit.
He's got to hit this, or this is could be 15-10, and it's really, really tough sledding. Mount Everest to climb.
Let's
I
see if
wasn't
he.
thinking of that, Paul. Yeah, don't worry about it.
This kick is doable. It's tough, but this kick is doable.
You got to put a little English to hold
He
this
probably
up.
got to hold it a
Yep.
little bit. He didn't.
You got to go
And
towards the 7 more, and then a lot of left English to straighten it up.
yeah, and
He
that's
did
going to be
not.
costly. But that was a good safety. He had him in a bad
Yeah,
spot. He'll shoot the 3 up table. Get a chance to get real good on this 4, so it's easy to come up for the 5.
there's a difference between playing just an average safe and then like the
Now,
pro.
see, I don't like what he just did.
Eh,
Because now he's got to do something with the cue ball to get the angle. He could have rolled forward and just made it so he could stun the 2. And it's a little thing. It's not like he can't get there from there, but he just made it tougher.
yeah, you take something easy and make it tougher. I've done that. How would he get here? That's okay bumping into the 8. He still can see
Yeah.
he'll spin
Oh, that's
out of there.
fine.
Right
That's an
English.
easy shot.
Yeah.
It's going to be 15-10.
Is he getting into this?
And Stubb is got 1 foot in the grave here.
I don't know why. He's putting a little, don't you just little right English? You don't even have to draw this, do you? He's drawing it. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
Um,
Stubb may be on tilt, Paul. I mean, he's definitely that 1 ball he shot this rack was crazy.
yeah,
Well,
he
there's no
just,
reason to draw that.
yeah.
That's a that's you
Well,
see that too much with players where they use draw
oh
instead
yeah,
of English in that
he was
situation.
down on him like, cause that was what, like a chance of a miss.
So this is going to be tough for Stubb because he's got to win 7 to Vince's 2.
I think he was feeling the pinch there a little bit, and because I've never, I mean, I've seen it on occasion where Stubb will kind of be playing great, potting away, and then he'll kind of have a moment like that, and maybe we all, do that.
Well, everybody's going to miss some
Yeah,
balls. But the way Stubb plays against a quality player like Vince says, it puts a lot of pressure on him to not miss and run out all the time because
right.
he doesn't move good.
Um, I think he's odds on favor here, favorite. He's gonna make sure this goes in, and it does. So 15-10, and yeah, it's a mountain now.
Yeah, it's doable, but Vinces gets on the hill here in the next game or two, and then Stubbs really in trouble.
And I think this is an advantage for Kylan. I think Kylan's just, he's too good a player. He's too solid. I mean, it's a lot to ask him just to completely fall apart, which I think is what he'd have to do, or get extremely unlucky with breaks and everything else.
So I think he'll try to kill this. We'll see what he does. No, he's gonna blast it and hope. Oh, he's lucky he didn't scratch.
Yeah, and smelling
You
like a
know that.
rose, he's got the two
Well,
three combo lined up.
I think he's just in frustration mode because
Yeah,
that's it's a silly shot to do that. He's just in frustration mode. I mean, that's completely out of control. He's lucky he didn't scratch. I mean,
he's
he's just. I think he's just had it.
he's kind of given in to what I call the death wish a little bit. You're just you're blasting, like you say, frustration. Get
Well, I
get it over with. If I
I
make
I
it,
think
great.
I think again the way he's playing against a guy like Vinces, there's tremendous pressure to run out, and when he
Right.
start missing balls, I mean you just can't do that and
Yeah.
win.
Yeah. You think about your opponent. Yeah, they can put a lot of pressure on you because you're playing somebody solid, and at this stage of the tournament, everybody's good. You don't play well, you're gonna lose.
Well, he's going to get outmoved, so
Yep.
he's got to run out all the time. I mean, Vinces doesn't have to run out all the time because he can outmove Stubb. So it's going to be 15-11. Vinces breaking, and this is where we're coming down to the point where it's critical for Vinces that he makes balls on the break. Even if you can't run the table out, if you can make a ball, you can play safe.
Right. That's what I'm looking to do. Slow him down. Don't let Stubb get in a rhythm here. Chimpy's score is on the table.
Yes, it certainly is.
And now you kind of give Stubb a little bit of hope. You feel like, well, maybe he's still in this thing.
Well, it's tough with alternate break against a good player to be
Yeah.
in this situation because Vinces is going to get a bunch of breaks,
Yeah. No
and
time
he
to
only needs
panic.
2 games, and that looks
Oh,
like
oh dear.
yeah,
I'm
and
cur
that's what Stubb needed.
I'm cursing him. I'm like, he's in the driver's seat as long as this, and this doesn't happen. Well, this and this have happened
Mm.
already.
Well, Vinces lost the cue ball there. I mean, that just wasn't a good break, and
Cue ball got a little low on him, and I think it might have got nudged over in
the
the
question
corner.
is Stubb got enough hope that he's going to stop playing frustration pool?
Yeah, well,
And that's a good shot there.
he's in freewheeling mode. I've seen this stub before, and that's a dangerous stub because he'll just start blasting and running and forces, and before you know it, he's back in this thing.
Well, if he keeps blasting, I think he'll lose because then he's got
Yeah,
to get lucky time and time again. But I don't think he'll keep blasting. I think he's going to settle in now that he realized things aren't
going
with
his
hope.
way. He's
He's out of
okay
the
here.
frustration mode and he's going to play more reasonable.
This is 3 to 4. I know he can see the three.
Yeah, you just got to hold this. You could go on the other side of the 10 if you want. You
I
got a
like
choice
I
there.
like inside and other side of the 10, but you have to have a little left English on this. Even bumping the 10 is okay.
Yeah, bumping the 10's okay as long as you don't bump it on the high side.
Um, he's not using any inside. I don't like this at all
So,
because that's where you're going to end up. I'd inside that.
well, there's nothing wrong with going above the 10, but you got to
Got to
hit it
hit
and
it.
get it by it.
Uh, I'm starting to
Well,
sound like those commentators. It's so easy when you're watching. I would have done this. I would have done that.
well, that's an execution mistake there.
Uh,
I mean, it didn't matter which way he went, but it did matter that he hit it good.
well,
Tries to play a safety, and
this is just
this
roll
is.
up on the 10, right?
I think he'll shoot this and slide the cue ball past the 7 and shoot the 5 up in the
Uh,
corner. He
yeah,
may not. He may roll up on the 7.
it it
He's
it
he's gonna
looks
shoot this.
easy.
I think. I think. Well, I mean, it's a doable shot.
Yeah.
Should he shoot this? I don't know. I mean, but it's a doable shot.
See, the safety is easier for me, but I suppose it depends on what your skill level is and skill set is. See, that's the problem with
Well,
that shot.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to shoot that shot, you've got to be good with the cue ball, and he
Well,
wasn't.
he kinda drew
He's
it a little bit. He needed to go
yeah.
forward, didn't he?
Well, he kind of stunned it a little, and he didn't need to stun it.
I kinda tabbed out
So,
here.
you know, if you're confident you can roll that cue ball by, there's nothing wrong with shooting it. But
Look at this. He
the
got it squared
safety,
up and he got lucky.
the safety was pretty easy. The B and S
Yes.
keys we're getting pounded on right now.
Yeah, for me, for my style of play, that's why I like. I mean, if I had to go for it, gun to my head, okay, sure, I'm shooting the four on the side, and I'll try to get on the five, but I prefer the safety in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those situations where if you look at that and you're like real good with the cue ball and you're real confident
Look
with
at
it and
that.
stuff, and you want to shoot it, fine. But otherwise, you should be playing safe.
I mean, this is why Stubb's dangerous. I mean,
Well, and the shot here is to play safe and put the six down the table and put him on the seven ball.
really? See, I like
He'll
shooting
shoot
this
this.
time. Yeah, because he's too good a potter, and it's too easy to get on the seven. He'll come around one, two, three rails, maybe four,
That's true. For him, this probably is the right shot.
and he's in
Is
go for it mode. He's not playing
yeah.
safe here,
Well, he'd never play safe on this.
but
But
he's
see,
dogged it.
that's and that's why it's
Too
like slow
careful.
your opponent down.
Yeah,
So Vinces has the same shot. This is a lot of right English. Take the
he's
six ball straight up the table and kill the cue ball and
he's
put him on
shooting
the
it.
seven.
It's a ball off the rail. He's shooting it.
Yeah, I wouldn't shoot this.
He's gonna go cue ball behind the seven,
That's what he should be doing.
and he just didn't hit it.
And he didn't hit it. I mean, it was perfect if he hit it.
It's
See,
a boy. It's a bit.
you should be trying to bring that six ball all the way down to the end rail at that kind of speed. I think he didn't think he could get the seven ball, the cue ball to check up, but he could. All he had to do is hit that harder, and he was right on the seven, and
I
the six is down at the end.
I think what we're seeing here in these last several racks is it's tough out there. They're feeling the pressure. I mean, it's a
Well, I
real.
mean, the guys are going to feel pressure.
Yeah.
I think it's a question of how good do you play and how well do you handle pressure. And I think there's limits for all players on both of those. And we're seeing some of them right here.
If you're Kylan, you're not panicking, so it's 15-12. And you're still in the driver's seat by a huge margin. I mean, the guy's got to win 5 games to what, you're two? Alternate break, I still like my chances.
But, I think he probably should have played safe on that four ball. It was just, you
It
know,
the safe was he, but hey,
obviously he didn't have a good feel.
look at there. There's a scratch, and now the
Yep.
pendulum swings the other way.
Well, I mean, and this is a pretty good table. It's not automatic, but it's pretty good.
He plays good patterns here. You go for the run out. If you get in trouble and you see a pretty easy, decent safety, you play it.
Well, this kind of table, if you're the kind of player like what good players do in this situation is they see the run out, the whole run out before they ever hit
Yeah.
the one ball.
Oh, sure.
And if you do that on this table, you get on this three good where you can stop it and then shoot the four and stop it or bring it back a little.
Yeah.
You're going to run out.
He's fine.
And he's real good on the three. So you just got to make sure that uh, you want to run this forward, just a little bit,
Ah,
not,
he's fine.
like a half a ball, just
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
See, that makes a huge difference between stopping and getting that little run forward.
Hmm.
Now he's perfect. You don't want to be fine in that situation. You want to be perfect. And he came up a little short here, which was a mistake. He wanted to draw back and get pretty straight on that. Now he's got to do something.
He's got options. I almost like going like
He's
around
gonna
the
he
nine,
he's
but
gonna draw it off the rail.
that was the better choice. Good shot. I was thinking of something weird. That was the
So
better choice.
now you just got to choose what side of the nine ball you want to be
He's
on.
fine forward. No, really? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
mean
got an angle.
it didn't really matter which one you did. You just
Yeah,
had
you're
to
right.
choose one.
Don't get behind the nine. Yeah, choose one of, don't choose the middle choice, right?
Yeah,
Choose one of,
the middle door is the wrong one. Just take the left or the
the
right.
left or the right. The middle doors. Don't do that one. Oh, this is fun. I needed this. What a terrible week.
Well, I'm glad you're having a little fun because I know what it's like having bad weeks.
Well, it's just work. You'd think chips and dip would be so simple. Can't be hard, can it? Like it's not like coding or rocketry or anything, but it apparently it is nut crushingly hard. So I don't know. What do I know? They haven't fired me yet, Steve, so I got that going for me.
Yeah, I mean,
Working on it. Hey, I hope they fire me, then I can stream all day. I'll load Windows 10. Yeah,
so
I'll be okay.
we got a dry break, and Stubbs got a chance to get
Yep.
one back here. He's on borrowed time here, being
Oh,
held
sure.
at 12.
And the six ball, what's he gonna do with that? You can play safe on it. It's not gonna
Uh,
be it's gonna be a tricky safe.
the carom, the billiard shot's not too bad. So see
If
what
you
the
get
stakes
on it
look like.
clean enough, maybe.
Yeah, you gotta come down pretty low um, to shoot that.
I think my camera work could be better tonight. I'm a little lazy with the camera, I think. If I had to critique my stream, but I'll let you guys critique me.
So the problem you got if you're Stubb is that Vincez gets several breaks here.
You
He's
think
going to
he's
get,
gonna
let's
blast
say,
into this now? That's what it looks like. Yep. And
yeah,
he
and I don't
missed
like,
it.
I don't really like that play.
I don't either because you're not sure where stuff's coming out. I mean, say the cue ball gets, I mean, then you're
Well,
locked up behind the nine. It's a terrible shot. Yeah.
I would have played for the billiard. The billiard's definitely doable there. He
He
hit it
still
with his
can.
left English. Yeah, he still can.
He's lucky he missed those balls and came out. Oh my goodness. And then, well,
See, that's just stupid.
well, what do you do here? You play some kind of safe. Can he get the billiard?
I don't know.
I don't,
The
oh,
the safety's tough. I'd probably shoot the billiard, but he's going to play safe. It looks like.
he could thin
The
off.
the
Yeah.
the the, the problem with this is
He could kick it
you're
in.
well, you're going to leave something,
Yeah.
but this is the safest play.
I
Because if
like
you
it.
shoot the billiard and the eight ball hangs up, you could lose the game.
That's a great shot.
And
He
he
knew
hit
what he
it
was
good,
doing. Yeah.
and he didn't leave the kick. Didn't leave the kick where he can make it. I
Yeah.
mean, the kick billiard is there. If you're going to call something, you need to call the eight here. So the way you would billiard this is you'd play it two rails into the six and try to ticky the eight. This is a very difficult shot,
Oh,
of
Stubbs in
course.
trouble.
But I would call the eight here and
You
try to
don't
go
want to
two
know the
rails
shot.
off the six eight.
I'm calling the six in the middle pocket over here. Kick, I mean, just crank it and get the six around the corner.
He's gonna.
Touch it. Look at that. That's not bad.
That's a good shot. Yeah, that's a
That
good
was a way
shot.
better
But
choice.
now he's gonna be locked up. That's the only problem with that shot. He's gonna be hooked for sure here. If Vincez doesn't get the hook here, that's a huge mistake because this is pretty easy.
It's tough to execute, or can be, but yeah, I mean, he's playing safe all the way here. Just get some distance. Get that cue ball behind the eight.
Oh, I don't know what he was trying to do there.
It's tough out there.
He may have been afraid he's getting a double kiss there.
He wants to
That may
ruin
have been the problem.
Chimpy's score prediction. Chimpy was ready to
Well,
win something there.
he may have thought he was going to get a double kiss if he just tried to stop it, and he may have been right. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not sure. That it was close.
Look at where Stubb is here, though. I mean, he just kind of let the cue ball get away a little bit there.
He's in the laundry hamper, as he would say.
He's in the rhubarb. He's got the cue ball in the rhubarb right now. It's in the ditch.
Yeah, this is not the shot you want to shoot.
I mean, it's makeable without the nine there. It's even, not
Well,
funnest,
this
but
is this is miss, and you probably lose the game.
I mean, I'm almost banking it there because it's a little
Uh,
easier than trying to cut it. Look where he's come out, though. He's squared
yeah,
it up a
well,
bit.
so
This bank looks like it's lying pretty well.
yeah, I mean it's not a bad ball to shoot at. You could play safe here.
Oh, I don't know where you're playing safe. You're
You
shooting all
thin
day,
no, you
aren't you?
shoot the seven just short of the side pocket and take it down behind the 10.
Boy, I don't know.
I keep saying these shots, like
Yeah.
that shot I've said over and over and over again. People are like, well, that's a hard shot. Well, it's a hard shot because you never practice it. That's one of those
Yeah.
shots that comes up tons in pool. It's not that hard if you practice it. If you don't practice it, then of course it's hard because you never shoot it.
Something unfinished business in the losers bracket. Stubbs saying I missed all that. Well, anyway, Chimpy's prediction. The guy's a Nostradamus,
It's amazing how when Stubb loses, it's always planned.
right? Now I got to figure out because I have my screens opposite now because I was trying to get this
But that's
thing
not
set up.
Chimpy wins the prize for predicting the